Beach Up Sunset World.
Sushi,
Sumo, Tokushima!
この番組は地域密着型のボランティア活動を徳島で行っている国際ワークキャンプのメンバーがお届けする30分です。
This 30 minutes broadcast is hosted by volunteer members who come from abroad to help the community of Tokushima.
Good evening, everyone. I'm the host for this evening. I'm Rina from Japan. This radio program, Sushi Sumo Tokushima, is live on FM Bizan. This 30 minutes broadcast is hosted by volunteer members who come from abroad to help the community of Tokushima. Popular images of Japan, sushi and sumo? Yes, but we would like people around the world to know not only those images, but more things about Japan. They share the news from Japan and the information about Tokushima, a place that welcomes foreigners from all over the world. No one knows what language will be spoken or what kind of topics they will bring up. Don't miss it.
Sushi,
Sumo, Tokushima!
Hello, this is Rina, and I have the guest of today who is from Australia.
Hello. Hi there. This is Mitchell. I'm calling from near Brisbane in Australia.
Hey, Mitch. Welcome to the show again.
Hey, thank you. It's been a while. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
I'm happy. I'm happy to have you back in the show.
Yeah, it's been a very long time. I think a lot's changed since we last talked. I think so.
Yeah, it was actually a long time ago, ne?
Yeah. The last time I think there was myself and him and I. We were talking from Australia and Costa Rica at the same time.
Yeah. And we
Amazing.
talked via Skype last time.
Yeah, that's right. That's correct. Yeah. And now using the Zoom. Each year is a different platform.
Yeah, Zoom.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So I can see
that's
your
right.
face
Awesome.
and everything. It's so nice to see you again. Even
Yeah,
though
you
it's on
too.
internet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in real time. And it's only an hour difference from Australia to Japan. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So today I want to talk with you about actually at the first part I want to know how your life has changed after everything happened. And the second part, I would like to ask you about how lives of Australian people have changed. Okay?
Yeah. That sounds great. Yeah, cool. All right.
Okay. So could you tell me and the listeners about what you're doing recently?
Yep, sure. Okay. So as we've all gone on the roller coaster of 2020, about halfway through the year, I started studying. So I've gone back to studies in a field called outdoor leadership, which is pretty much learning the tasks. Yeah, it's learning the tasks to be able to teach activities outside. So if anyone's unfamiliar with this term, it means the kind of teachers that would teach kids or adults how to, for example, to go canoeing.
Basically everyone.
Yeah, pretty much anyone, yeah. The outdoors is open to anyone, any age, mostly
cool.
any fitness, yeah. And, so I've been undertaking that study full-time. So we learn the main sectors just where I live. There's different courses in different parts of Australia which teach different topics. But our main ones are like bushwalking, so like navigation, orienteering, canoeing, and then we do like ropes courses. So if you can imagine, if you've seen one, like a low ropes course, which is like obstacles on the ground, and you'd have like people spotting you so you don't like fall off. And then we go like high ropes, which is like a high ropes course you're up in the air, maybe 10, 15 meters above the ground.
Wow.
And it can be pretty high. It looks low from the ground, but when you get up there, you're like, I'm actually quite high. So learning all that safety and how to run those courses behind that, it's quite a lot involved of learning how to actually so you remain on that safety line, how to do all those kind of things, checking that the course is safe, and then all of your like rescues and stuff we learned as well. So very important. So encouraging kids through these challenges, as it can be quite like confronting for kids the first time to be up high, to be away from their family, to be in an uncomfortable environment, which is the whole point of this industry, is to encourage like growth within kids who, maybe they spend too much time at home. Of course, with the lockdowns, not much exercise. So we already learn how to like facilitate all of these factors and to get kids to actually, hopefully, have fun, and they actually like have a really good experience, and they go, they're outside with their friends and they make new people. It's a really interesting kind of avenue of like being at school, but not doing like just your school programs of, maths and English and subjects or sports. It's kind of like sports, but a little bit different in a way, and you're learning different skills. Yeah. So that's kind of why I've chosen to do this. And
it's
really cool.
That's so cool. Like, I think kids should go outside, not only outside, but be in the nature. And it's much better if they can communicate and meeting with new people, maybe kids or adults, like variety of people. I think they need that experience, and it's important.
Yeah, it is. And it's quite funny how, like, in a lot of countries, this industry, even in Australia, is not that well known. So people ask me, what do I do? And I'll explain it to them, and they've never heard of it before. It's not something that every single child will do. So it's slowly, I think, spreading, into kind of like almost like mainstream, like teaching subjects would be like a little bit of outdoor education. Which is really cool.
Yeah, what you are trying to do is so nice.
Thank you. Yeah. I can actually tell you the story of
Go on.
How I came across this was actually while I was in Japan, actually. So
really?
I was like I've known of these kinds of jobs, but actually like seeing one advertised in Japan, which was actually in Niigata, for a summer camp. Like a summer English camp, but doing these activities. And I thought how amazing it would be to run that, just to be in the mountains of Niigata. And you can teach hiking, you can teach climbing, canoeing, I think it was kayaking. And then also they have fun with English. So even that is incorporating a lot of different things into one like experience, which is really cool. So
that's cool. So I think you're studying hard right now. But how do you feel? Like, I think you spend more time studying now. I think you go out also because what you're studying is about be outside and learning about nature and other stuff. So how do you feel, like how your life has changed?
It's a good question, because for me, returning to study, it was a bit daunting because just of working for so long and returning to like an environment of just being inside and studying. For me, I'm an outdoors person. It sounded quite scary, actually. And so the more I when I started the course, realized that most of our learning is outside. I'd probably say at least 70% of our class is outside. We're learning like at the place we're teaching, for example. But it actually is a really interesting kind of balance as opposed to just being in class all day. So, for example, this Friday, our classroom will be from 8:30 in the morning until 4:30 at the higher ups course the whole day. So we don't actually go inside at all, which is really cool. So
that's cool.
thankfully with our So in that way, like I'm definitely outdoors a lot more, which is good. And of course we have some things we have to do like online assessments and whatnot, which can be a little bit difficult, but that's all the part of learning. And we always look forward to the next time we go back out to learn, which is good. Yeah.
It sounds really cool. Actually, now we would like to play one song. After that, we will talk about the lives of Australian people. Now. Sushi.
Sumo.
Tokushima! So welcome back. So Mint, I want to ask you, 2021 so far, how are Australian people coping?
Yeah, that's a really good question. As opposed to last year, it was quite a shock for everyone, just the massive lifestyle change that we all had to go through, staying home and lockdowns, and just the uncertainty of how life was going to be.
Yeah.
We've had a little bit of that so far in 2021. We had a bit of a scare with that just from a few cases that kind of blew up in my area, and we had a 3-day lockdown. That was in March, and it actually severely affected a lot of people in the whole area. Because they had to go into lockdown and work, and everything was affected. But apart from that case, actually, we've had a pretty good run so far. Like the vaccine is slowly coming into place. But the really interesting thing is actually how we are able to live. Like we're quite lucky with the situation at the moment, but we're able to put that aside and actually continue doing the things we like to do.
That's cool.
So like Australians are, I'd say in summary, if anyone knows already, but like we do actually really like to like enjoy and have a good time. So even though there are things that are happening, we're like, hey, I still want to go out and I want to do this, and I live not so far from the beach, and I was just reminded by that today.
So nice. I'm so jealous of you.
It's like 15-minute drive, Sometimes I can ride my bike from my house to the beach in like half an hour. But you could go to the beach, and this afternoon, like there would have been a few hundred people. Like the beach is long, but there's hundreds of people just scattered out on the beach, just enjoying the afternoon sun, just reading a book or hanging out with friends, whatever. And then you get the surfers, of course, because it's by the beach.
So people don't wear masks. They just hang out.
No, there's no masks. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Yeah. So we did have the mask returned in last month and a little bit of this month, but thankfully that has eased up now, and so we can wear masks. Only wear masks only, I think, in like if you're catching a taxi or an Uber. And then I think while you're flying, you have to wear a mask. I personally haven't done any of those for a while, so I actually haven't experienced that. So we really enjoy our, our backyard is what we call Australia. So of all the things that there are to do in Australia, we love to be outside, and so that's going to the beach. We say going bush, which if you have a 4-wheel drive, you go off-road somewhere and you go camping.
Camping.
Like this. Like this weekend now, just gone, was a long weekend. So a lot of people will go camping. They went, you go a few hundred kilometers away, take your family, take kids, a big caravan, and just enjoy the nature. It's not too cold and it's not too hot. So it's a really nice time of the year.
Before it gets cold, because you will have
really
winter,
cold.
Right?
Exactly, that's right. Like it gets cold. Like it's a different cold to Japan, I feel, because I never saw snow until I went to Japan. And even in the snow, I mean, there is places that snow down south of Australia, but I just never had a chance to go there. But where I live, it's actually more it's more dry. So in winter, we get like winds from the desert. So we call it a westerly wind. So actually, there's no snow, but it's bone-chilling cold because you get really cold winds from the desert.
Yeah,
and there's no humidity.
Wind makes it feel colder.
A lot colder, exactly. Yeah. So to go camping in those months, like if you go June, July, August, you have to take several layers and a big sleeping bag and a fire, and firewood.
Yeah.
I mean, the weather is beautiful because it doesn't snow. And generally, it doesn't rain much, so the weather is very beautiful, blue skies,
sunny.
Nice, sunny, crisp, crisp feeling in the morning, and we get maybe frost maybe overnight, which is so not snow, just because the water is so cold it kind of freezes on the ground a bit. So this is a nice time of the year to be outside, and you can still go surfing now. People still go swimming. It's a bit chilly, but it's not icy cold. It's a nice time to be out.
Sounds cool.
So many people go out, and you go out too. And what else? How you and your family or friends are feeling? The lifestyle of this time.
Yeah, so we would always try to, I guess, do something if we have the time for it, like a weekend or a long weekend. And so, if my friends, we go hiking, so we would go into not really big mountains like Japan, but just forested areas. And we could take our tent and we would go camping for maybe 3 or 4 days, which is just to be in nature, just do some nature hikes. And then, you could have some barbecues as well, those kind of things we would do. Not really much fishing. I'm not much of a person for fishing, but people do that to go away. And then, you'd really just either you'd do something physical like that, even climbing maybe as well if you're into climbing, but then you just kind of relax. So you just have a bit of a barbecue, you'd have a drink or two and just watch the sunset. And that for us is a perfect a perfect getaway, as we call it, an afternoon or a weekend, that. So but it just depends where you are. If you're in the city of Brisbane, it's only an hour and a half, maybe just an hour, depending on traffic, to the Gold Coast. The Gold Coast, which is amazing for really good hikes in the mountains. And then if you go to the water, you get the surfing. If you want to go for a swim. And then canoeing, those kind of things. So it just seems the last few months there's been a surge in people just getting outdoors and doing things. So you could see a car on the road, and they'd have all their stuff in the back. They have push bikes, they'd have tents and all this stuff. So they're going away somewhere for the weekend. That's just every second car now. You'd see that. It's just normal. So because we can't travel, so we travel around Australia. Exactly.
I'm pretty sure you miss traveling, mate.
Oh yeah. They're very hard. I don't feel the same. A lot of my friends are the same. We can't wait for that day. I don't know when it's going to be, but luckily, though, New Zealand isn't very far from Australia, and the travel bubble has opened, so we can go to New Zealand. And they can come to Australia, vice versa, without needing to quarantine. So that's actually a really big thing. And it's good for our tourism because New Zealand, their biggest earner is tourism. So we're trying to encourage their, economy to improve, and then New Zealand is the same thing for here. So that's pretty
important. Cool. We cannot wait anymore, do we?
No, exactly, that's right. Because at first it's the thing of it being just a few months and then maybe being a bit longer, and now it's we don't know. So we have to make the most of the time we have.
I think we should hold on a little bit more.
Exactly.
We can take
advantage of this moment of life that taking time for studying, spending time at home and be relaxed a little bit. And
exactly.
yeah, like you and people in Australia, we can enjoy the nature. So, yep, hold on and we can be free again.
Yeah, let's hope so. One day.
Yeah, one day soon, I hope.
Yeah, very soon.
So, Mitch, thank you so much for being the guest of the show. And
thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. All right, it seems we have almost reached the end of the program. We are waiting for messages from you with feedback or requests. Sushi,
Sumo, Tokushima!
This radio program, Sushi, Sumo, Tokushima, is being recorded live here on Bizan FM in Tokushima. This program is hosted by volunteer members working with non-profit organization Bizan Daigaku. We are open to and accepting any forms of support or contributions you have to offer within the local community of Tokushima. Please do not hesitate to contact us if you wish to get involved by emailing radio@bizandaigaku.net. We are accepting requests and messages via email. Please send emails to request@bfm.jp, request@bfm.jp, including the title of the show, Sushi Sumo Tokushima, in your messages. You can listen to this channel, FM Bizan, on the internet with your PC and smartphones. If you're accessing with your PC, go to the website www.bfm.jp and you will find a banner written SIMUL Radio on the right side of the page. If you are accessing with your smartphone or tablet, download the application Listen Radio, then select BFM 791 with the area Chugoku Shikoku. If you're listening to this radio in the area where has a weak radio wave, don't worry. You can listen to programs with clear sound through this internet radio system. No one knows what language will be spoken or what kind of topics they will bring up next Thursday. Don't miss it. See you next Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Bye bye!